On today's episode of the Athletes Only podcast, I sit down with Rico Peng. Marcos is without a doubt one of the most impressive human beings I've ever met. From running a YouTube channel with over 100,000 subscribers to working a full-time job as a software engineer at LinkedIn, all while training for the 2024 Olympic Games. In college, I swam alongside Marcos at Cal and watched him graduate from one of the top public universities in the United States with one of the hardest majors at UC Berkeley, electrical engineering and computer science. This guy's a genius. At the same time, he was a force to be reckoned with in the pool for the Golden Bears, anchoring home the 200 freestyle relay in a time of 18.9 seconds in the 50 freestyle. The point is, he's an impressive human being, and the lessons he shares in today's episode can be applied to all athletes looking to excel in their careers after sports. And without further ado, here's my guest, Rico Peng. Well, Rico Peng, welcome to the Athletes Only podcast, the one who got me inspired to start making YouTube videos. Marcos, talk to me a little bit about what's going on with you. I know this past year for you has been busy. You graduated college early. We graduated the same year, and you decide, hey, I'm picking up everything that I've been doing on the West Coast and moving all the way across the country to New York. But now, a year later, you've decided to come back to California and back to Berkeley to continue swimming. Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about what that's like and what swimming and YouTube and software engineering has been like for you in the past year.
Just life in general, how it's been.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it's been good. I think there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of up and downs.
Sure.
So graduated college last year, 3 years in college. So graduated a year early, which was it was honestly it was nothing crazy, I feel like, in my opinion.
Graduating the top public school in the United States a year early
No.
in one of the hardest majors, no big deal.
No big deal. But yeah, no. So I was done with swimming, right?
Sure.
So we were part of the swimming team, right? As everyone knows. I was done with swimming. I was like, you know what? I want to try New York.
Yeah.
I got a job at LinkedIn as a software engineer. I was like, I want to try live somewhere else, California. I was like, I already tried it. I want to try something else. So then I went and moved to New York, and New York was great. I love New York. But then after a while, I was like, I kind of missed the swimming thingy. So I started to swim again at the New York Athletic Club. I started to swim a couple masters meet, and I was like, you know what? I'm not too out of shape yet.
Sure.
And then I swam a little bit more. I started to take it a little bit more seriously again. I was like, I like the grind. I miss it. And then after a semi-decent meet at, I think it was called Senior Mets or something, and I was just half a second off my 50 time, or less than a second off my 100 time.
Dude, that's
and
crazy.
trained 2-3 times a week. So I was like, you know what? Maybe there's still something a little bit left. I was not super satisfied at the end of college because remember that relay on 18.9, right? I was super happy. That was my best meet ever.
Sure.
And I thought because of that relay, it was going to make NCAAs. Finally the first NCAAs I can go to.
Yeah.
And then in the end, because of count and obviously priorities and stuff, so I didn't end up going.
Yeah.
So I think there was just a little hint of not fully satisfied of what could have been of swimming, right? So then I feel like I felt that again. And I was like, after considering it for a while, it's you only have one life. You're only going to be young, to fit like this for a few more years. So might as well just continue. So then I was like, you know what? Text Dave. I was like, can I come back? He was like, sure, you want it. And then I'm back here at Berkeley. So that was kind of the journey. It's been a crazy one, but so far a very, very good one.
I think that competitive drive that you and I both have of being top tier swimming athletes, two-time national champs here. Right. So
probably a third time this year.
There you go. But yeah, man, I think there's something to be said for the competitive nature that both you and I have. Absolutely. And I felt that from time to time, but for me, I did not have the option of potentially going and making the Olympics. 2024 is on the horizon. Yeah, man, you got this whole journey started, this journey being, swimming and YouTube really started in let's see, 2020 for you, right?
2020 for me, yeah.
And then like,
but we only started elite of 2021 when you hopped on board too. So
the power of like multiple people just doing things together, like it really kind of helped motivate me get into it, and then I'm sure helped motivate you push even farther.
Exactly, and that's the reason like coming back to the team as well, because it's one thing to train by yourself, but another thing is to like train with the team where you can be pushed every day.
Yeah.
With people that like have the same goals as you. And I think that that reflects also in our YouTube journey where you were like you joined, so like all of a sudden I had someone to like share this thing with and
sure
do it together and like not be cringy by myself. So it's, I think there's a lot to say about just being in a group and having that like support like system and everything. Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about like what coming back to the Cal swim team has been like and like what it looks like being a pro athlete now, you know, on the other side of things.
Right. So it was always that as an undergrad, you look at the pros and you're like, oh, they're the pros.
Yeah.
Like, they have their own separate little part in their weight room. You're not allowed to touch their weights. They're not allowed to touch their racks. They don't have to do the lane lines. They can arrive whenever they want. It was like this pro life. I was like, oh, so like now I'm part of the pro life. I'm bathing in my own luxury and I'm like just telling all the freshmen to do everything. But no, I'm just joking. It's I mean, it essentially like the people have changed, but the whole dynamic of a common swim team is just the same. It's just as intense as ever, as like competitive as ever, and you have amazing swimmers. So I mean, it's just like with all the, it's always every single day is such an inspiration to like just look at them swim all the time, and then they're like so fast. I mean, they're literally a spitting image of what I want to be in swimming. But
I think it's like you're taking little tidbits from what they're doing in your in their daily swimming, and you're applying it to your life, and like that'll definitely translate at the end of the season. Let's be real, you came back to train for the 2024 Olympics, so that's definitely on the horizon for you. But something else is on the horizon for you as of today's recording. You are about to hit 100,000 subscribers, man.
That's right, 100,000 subscribers.
Dude, like that plaque is coming in the mail so soon here for you. But like flash back to 2021, you and I were both going for 1,000 subscribers. I remember trying just to get monetized, those 4,000 watch hours. And we were pushing each other back in the day. We each had like a one big video kind of blow up for us that really like helped us get to that next level. And I remember we were racing to like 10,000 after that. And I think I might have beaten you to like 5,000 subscribers. And you're like, no way. And ever since then, he's taken off and never looked back. You're at 100,000 subscribers right now. Talk to me a little bit about like what that journey has been like for you on YouTube, especially moving to New York. I'm sure it changed a lot of things for you.
Like 2 years ago, I remember, we were fighting for that just to get 1 cent off of one video. All we wanted was to see 1 cent. And it's crazy because like YouTube's paycheck doesn't like, I think the first paycheck is the first like $100.
Sure.
Like, so unless you get the first $100, you're not actually going to get any of the money. So then between the time we got our first like cent on YouTube until I got my first 100, that was like probably several months. I was like, we couldn't even, like we were earning money, but we couldn't even get the money. But anyways, those are crazy times, and it's it's just like we were talking about like 1K, 10K, and then honestly I remember one conversation we had. I think at the end of practice we were like sociing, like social kick at the end, right? Just like kind of warming down, right? And then we were talking about YouTube, and we were talking about, at one point would you quit YouTube? I think we were saying that, like, where do you want to go with YouTube?
What's the end goal?
What's the end goal, right? And I'm pretty sure I think we both said, at least I said, I think 100K
is the end goal.
Like if I were to get to 100K, which probably will never happen, but maybe to get to 100K, I think that's good enough number. Like, you got the silver play button, like you're 100K, that's good round number. You're like, okay, I'm done with YouTube. So it's crazy how like a year and a half, like we're here, and it's been a wild journey. So my content started off with college athletics. That's where like channel blew up. And with you there as well. And then obviously like it was such a shame that we started in the senior year of college, because that was cut super short.
If we could have documented all like 3 years for you and 4 years,
that would have been absolutely crazy.
And also we totally missed the whole NIL thing, like, the name, image, and likeness. I think like if we were doing this right now, like we would have been crushing it.
Oh, wow. It would have been insane. So that was but at least we got in before we left, right? So we got in with college athletics, but then we both graduated. Sure. So then all of a sudden, like, what was the big part of our like content on our channel, just like swimming as a college athlete, just gone. It's gone. So like at this point, you're like, okay, how do I try and pivot this? I think moving to New York, that was like a huge stepping stone, right?
Sure.
Like New York is just a hub, like I said before, a hub of content, and just having New York City in the title is already just gonna boost like the video. Like people care, like people want to know what's like in New York City. Why is it so expensive? Like what is the life like? What's so busy? Like what is there to do and all that stuff? And I think just having like apartment hunting, just like a day in the life in New York City, just like what I spend in New York City, all those like generic videos, but they just do well, and they're really fun to like make, and they're really fun to watch. And I'm always like a vlogger, so I like vlogging my life, so I'm really happy that other people are interested. Just as I feel like I started to really understand how videos in New York City work, like towards the like middle, like early summer, like April, May.
Sure.
I was like, my channel was really growing. Right? I was like, every video was getting like 100, 200,000 views. I was like, this, I cracked it.
If only everyone could just do it. Oh my God, he cracked the code.
I cracked the code. I was like, I understand YouTube. Like I know what it takes. And then it's like, okay, well, gotta come back to Berkeley.
I don't want to move.
Yeah, gotta move now. Like, I don't want to move, but I committed to this, right?
Sure.
So then now it's come here, and it's like, okay, well, Berkeley is not exactly as impressive name as New York City. No one really cares about life in Berkeley.
No.
So then
life in San Francisco, it doesn't even like it's not even as close to New York.
It's not the same anymore, right? So then it was, and then came like the third, like or the second pivotal point in my channel, where like, okay, now I can't extract that New York City kind of, I don't even want to say clickbait, but at this point it is.
Which you can do.
But I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm still a software engineer, which is a big topic, and I'm now training for the Olympics.
So
henceforth, daily life of a software engineer training for the Olympics. So that was my first video back in Berkeley, and I was a bit.
And the subsequent
scared.
3.
And the sub.
I'm kidding.
No. I will embrace it. Okay, I will embrace it. It's my channel. I will embrace it. But and will be the subsequent 5 as well.
Sure.
Just FYI.
Soak it all in.
Exactly. But before uploading that video, I was filming it, and I was like planning it, and I mean, first of all, I was scared of filming again on the college swim team, because it was a huge stigma when we started filming.
Sure.
About just filming practices and filming stuff like that. Some people didn't like it. It was new. It was just a whole thing.
I think
how did you feel about that?
I think like for me, I was just like really worried about like the coach's perception kind of thing, because Dave Durden is a very private person.
Exactly.
He is a mastermind in the pool, and he doesn't want anyone else knowing what we're doing in the pool kind of thing. So I was just really just worried about like the coach's reception of it. Yeah. And I think it was kind of just like, hey, Kyle, you're a captain on this team. Make smart decisions.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt the rest of the team.
Right.
But do what you got to do. So I think like once I kind of got that nod, it was like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
And you came back, and I'm sure as a pro you have a little bit more pull now.
Exactly. And it's not an undergrad. Like they're not exactly gonna tell me off or anything. But I mean, the whole shift of content creation has also changed.
Sure.
Between our time when we started and now. Yeah. Like there's a huge emphasis now, and just because it's just the way of recruiting, it's just a way of like getting the name out there, and just like for people to know what Calvin Swimming is. And in the end, it's like, I mean, I wouldn't say all press is good press, but at the same time, it's like the more people that see Calvin Swimming, the more people know about it, the more people can understand the magic that we're doing here, and then they want to contribute to this program, which just will make the program better in general. Yeah. So I'm just happy that that obviously that my audience have stuck around since all of that. I'm happy that at least the content is still interesting enough that people want to watch it.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, I don't want to say I've cracked the YouTube algorithm, but at the same time, I think there's certain stuff that just make things work.
Yeah, but also like I think the quality of your content backs up the views that it gets. Like you put like the amount of editing things that like Marcos has shown me of like the amount of edits that he does for like each transition, like you guys don't even understand what goes behind this process. And I think like kind of going back to your earlier point around like, having this be like a recruiting piece, like I started videoing because I had so long wanted to be a financial YouTuber. I started off doing finance stuff. Yeah. And then you were like, hey, dude, like, this is your last year of college athletics. Like, I'm getting all these views over here. Maybe you should jump on this. And I was like, this is a great way for me to document my last year of college swimming. And I think for both of us now, it has really served as a recruiting piece for Cal Swimming now. Like, everyone that comes on recruiting trips, like last year, it was like, oh, like, where's Marcos and Kyle?
Where's Kyle?
Bjorn told me that. And I was like, I don't know. And it's it's like fun to like have that like just live out there forever,
Yeah.
like that little piece of our life kind of thing. But
Yeah.
like, you know, you said you cracked the YouTube algorithm. I wanna dive into that a little bit and hear
Okay,
like
yeah.
what is your video creation process
Yeah,
like for
yeah.
all aspiring content creators out there?
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about like how you know got this confidence to say I've cracked what the algorithm is for you.
For me.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's very specific,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I think also cracked in terms of cracked to that first kind of, I would say, first little milestone, like getting the 100K views per video.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not like a cracked as in getting 1 million views per video or like
Sure.
whatever Mr. Beast gets. But I think, okay, so video creation, idea is obviously the biggest part. And I know if you take a look at my channel, it doesn't seem like the ideas are very creative. You just have daily lives, copy pasted a bunch of times, and to an
But-
extent, that is true. But they work, and I still haven't. I guess something I still haven't figured out is trying to repackage day in the lives, which essentially is what vlogs are. I haven't really managed to like properly repackage that, so I'm just going with the day in the lives, which is very.
But each
classic,
of the
but-
videos has like their own unique twist to it. Whether like you're training for a race day set, or
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
last week you were doing cooking and
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Obviously,
there's little
right.
bit tidbits that like takes into
Exactly.
planning and stuff like that. Talk to
Exactly.
me about that planning process a little
Yeah,
bit.
no, absolutely. I mean, I definitely want to avoid trying to make exactly the same video multiple times. So there's always a central theme. A lot of the times, the central theme is, as much as I don't want to admit it, is around a sponsored video. So a sponsor would be like, okay, we want a sponsored video. And then sometimes this actually is a good thing because it helps you think of a video that would be slightly different just to match the sponsor.
Yeah.
And then that just adds a little twist to the video itself, which is like, okay, some people are like, oh no, but you're like, you have a sponsor, like you're a little bit of a sellout. But at the same time, like that sponsor allows me to like for example, recently I had a sponsor like LG. They sent me that monitor over there. Great, like it's good monitor. Yeah, great monitor. I like it. But I was thinking, okay, well, how do I make a video about this?
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? My desk itself, I wasn't liking. Like, I didn't
Sure.
like my desk setup. I've been meaning to change it a while. So by LG providing me this monitor, I was like, okay, this is a perfect chance to make a video to completely revamp the desk. Right? It's not just about the LG monitor. I changed the desk. I changed like the like my mouse and a bunch of other stuff, and just trying to like redo everything just based off of this one thing. And so that the sponsors also help in the creative process.
Sure.
But and I'm putting this out there. I am actually trying to reduce the amount of sponsors now because they also limit you in terms of just publishing date, a little bit of creative freedom.
Like, how does a sponsor like LG like reach out to you or
Yeah.
something like that? Like,
Yeah.
what's it like working with sponsorships as a YouTuber? Like,
Right.
for all those who don't really know.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you kind of know this too. You're a YouTuber as well. You have a little sponsorship thing going on as well. But it tends to be like the brands reach out, right? They reach out to your email, and then they're like, okay, we want you to promote this product. We want you to promote this service or talk about whatever. And then so before I used to respond to these emails myself, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, this is my like. Normally we have something called like a. Well, you kind of pitch yourself to the brand sometimes, where you're like, okay, well, this is
Here's what
my
I can
stats.
offer.
Yeah, these are my stats. This is what I do, and this is how much I'm worth.
Okay.
Basically. And you're like, okay, well, for a 90-second integration, I am worth this much and whatever. And you talk to the brands, and then they'll be like, okay, well, this is too much, or be good, or whatever. Sometimes the brand reach out and be like, okay, well, we're offering this amount of money straight up, and then that's it. So you used to, I used to respond to these emails myself and pitch them. But I've joined an agency called Select Management Group.
Cool.
And so now I have a manager that handles all of the sponsorship. So that's honestly like a huge, having a manager has been a huge like time saver.
Yeah.
I recommend if you're a content creator, I mean, in the beginning, you probably don't need one, but as you grow, I think your time just spent more on creating videos and
Sure.
editing them and all that stuff instead of answering like emails and like back and forth with sponsors is also really annoying. Sponsors, I love you guys. Don't hate for me. Don't hate me for this. I'm gonna get like blacklisted.
Everyone knows that though. Like
Yeah.
the YouTube creative process is definitely like very difficult in itself.
Yeah.
You know, from ideation to
Right.
even
Idea,
working to sponsors.
filming, yeah.
I remember my friends came over to my house the other week. Nate and Will, like
Right.
They came over to my house and they had seen that my computer monitor was up and my Notion doc with all my video ideas and like all this like, you know, scripts that I had laid out, the people that I was DMing on Instagram, emails that I was sending to coaches and sponsors asking to get sponsored. And they were like, dude, I thought you just jumped in front of a camera and we're like, let's go YouTube. And then and I was
What's
like,
up, guy?
I was like, no, like you don't understand. Like I have editors that I work with. I, you know, do all this stuff that goes into this creative process.
You're, like, talking with agents.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, your stuff is insane. Like,
and like they don't understand that. So like what I would tell all like aspiring YouTubers is like there's a lot more that goes on to the creative process.
Absolutely.
You know, use Notion. It's super helpful.
There's so much more too, and like this is a kind of a secret of my channel, but my day in the lives, unfortunately, are not filmed in one day. Oh no, I know. Maybe like, why are you fake, Marcos Rico fake? Not quite. Okay, everything I show in my videos is what I do in a day. The thing about filming is that setting up the camera and getting each shot takes like double, triple, like just four times more time than it would take to actually do this stuff. Like if I'm cooking and I'm making a meal, it would take me like 20-30 minutes.
Sure.
But filming it would take me an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Easily,
just because
dude.
like changing the angles and everything, right? So then my videos, I want them to show my day, but at the same time I want to maintain a consistency and quality, up the quality game and all that stuff, and it's physically impossible to film and do everything in one day exactly. So
yeah, but like, you know, shifting gears from YouTube back to swimming, obviously your goal is to go make the 2024 Paris Olympics for Spain.
That's right.
In the 50 freestyle.
That's right.
Talk to me a little bit about like, you know, pro tips that you would give, you know, or advice you could give to younger swimmers that are watching this, you know, just about like your journey and like any suggestions you have for them around college recruiting, college swimming, and like aspirations of making the Olympics, I guess.
Yeah. Now that you think about it, we've done a couple of back in 50, 100 pace work this week.
Oh, cool.
And I feel like I was kind of moving.
You like that?
I kind of like that. So you know what? Maybe 50 and 100 and the 4x100 free relay. Maybe in the books for Paris. I don't know. We'll see. But maybe it was mainly the 50. Anyways,
sure.
Yeah. So okay. I mean, I'm not gonna give advice as a person that has made the Olympics because I clearly haven't. But as someone who is aspiring to make the Olympics and who swims, I mean, you as well, swims with Olympians and gold medalists every single day. I think there's several key points that I've noticed that really what really differentiates good swimmers to Olympic level swimmers. I think one is attention to detail. I think all these Olympic swimmers, they're super like very, very detail oriented in every single practice and very focused. And then second, importance in how they take recovery. I think all these like really, I think good swimmers are like, okay, well, we focus on swimming and we're very focused in practice. But then once practice is over, we have a life or whatever, blah, 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 blah. I think what makes Olympics like level swimmers is that after practice is almost as important as in practice. You have good nutrition, good hydration, good sleep, stretching, relaxing, or like do whatever you need to do to feel good, to be able to perform in practice and then rest equally as good. So I'm glad that you talked about that mindset shift of getting on the blocks and getting to win, like that mindset of just like winning, because and that mindset kind of came with being a pro on the team, even though 3/4 of the undergraduate team is faster than me. But just by having that pro title, like, I'm no longer part of the students. Like, I'm coming here because I want to train. I want to make the Paris Olympics. I'm coming here and I'm not part of the college team anymore. I'm actually a professional swimmer. Like, I guess that's really my title. I am a professional athlete now. So I think with that mindset shift, every time I go on the blocks, I'm like, okay, well, I got to step up and I got to perform at the level of a professional athlete. And I think that's kind of the mindset I'm going to go into Paris trials, and hopefully that will.
He's going to manifest it,
and
ladies
that
and
will be all the difference and get that 21.9 in the 50-meter freestyle.
I guess, like, you know, shifting gears from that, like, you know, you're going for this A cut.
Yeah.
What is next for Marcos Rico Peng? You know, professionally at LinkedIn, in the pool and then like just in your life as well, man.
Right. I mean, so for the near future, I mean, I think my future vision of my life is kind of nearsighted. Just like it's mainly just Olympics, Paris.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cuts off there. I don't really know what my life is gonna be after that. But I mean, just from a general standpoint, I mean, we just hit 100K on YouTube. That's really big, and that's, like we said before, it might have been the end a couple of years ago, but it's definitely not the end now. I still want to make a lot more videos. So YouTube is going to be a huge part.
And like the pillar kind of just moves for you.
Exactly. Now, maybe like I'll retire after 1 million. How about that?
Ladies and gentlemen, he's putting it out there.
That's right. If you get me to 1 million subscribers, I will sell my channel. But no, just expanding YouTube in general. I'm working on merch. So I'm working on designing something. I think that would be really cool. I want to focus on also giving back in like courses or something like that to you guys. If you guys want to learn about how to start a YouTube channel or how to swim faster or anything, actually, yeah, comment down below and let me know, because that would be great. And so that's on the YouTube side. On the swimming side, I said this when I graduated college, that after college I would stop swimming, and I'm saying this after Paris, I would probably stop swimming. Who knows? I
took like 4 months off, and I was like, I'm never gonna swim again. And like 4 months later, I was back in the pool, just naturally.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like that's how it will be. I don't think I'll be as serious as to practicing 25 hours a week.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'll ever stop swimming. I don't think we will ever stop swimming. It's just part of who we are. But definitely less of a focus.
Sure.
And then software engineering, well, only time will tell what that is.
Marcos, always a pleasure, man. Thank you again for doing this.
Absolutely. Thank
Athletes
you so much,
Only
Kyle.
Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure again to like and subscribe, and make sure to go check out Marcos's channel. He's got a lot of awesome stuff coming on there.
This guy has a lot of awesome stuff.
Go check out the merch. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Athletes Only Podcast. If you want to get access to full episodes of the Athletes Only Podcast, including bloopers and fun moments that weren't shown in today's episode, then become a member of the channel by clicking the link down below and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And with that said, I'll see you guys all next time.